After years of crippling drought, the Gwydir River in northern New South Wales is flowing again.
I've been in Moree since 1977. I came up here to get involved in irrigation. I'd suffered enough droughts in my life. We started cotton growing here. It was a really interesting industry.
Over the past decade, Dick Eston's shifted to citrus growing as water became increasingly scarce.
I knew our river systems would get under pressure. Then we went into 2 years of drought. So I said to myself, this is not going to work. I've got to drought-proof myself more for going forward. Water prices have crept up here. The water market's volatile depending on the weather conditions and what's happening to our rivers.
These days, local irrigators are facing even more competition because the water that flows through rivers like the Gwydir is open to buyers from around the world.
Several years ago, there was a decision taken by government to set up a trading scheme for water. So it meant that you could actually invest in water and you didn't have to have any interest in agriculture.
Dick Eston's claims speculators buying into Australia's water markets are driving up prices.
There are some companies out there that have gone into the water market and brought water for gain. They go into the temporary market as soon as they see water out there and buy it and then resell it to farmers, and that troubles me a little bit.
The Gwydir is a crucial source for Australia's biggest river system, the Murray-Darling Basin. Former Federal Police Commissioner Mykelti is tasked with investigating water sharing arrangements within the basin. He says the water trading system has divided the community.
It's a segment of the community who says, why should people own water who don't have any interest in agriculture? Equally, there's a section of the community that says, well, the government made this decision. It gave us some options to trade in water, and we have actually invested in that trade. And some elderly landowners have divested their land ownership and gone into the water market.
The Murray-Darling Basin extends from Queensland through New South Wales and Victoria and into South Australia. Mykelti's recent report found a dramatic loss of water, with the system's median annual inflow about half what it was in the previous year.
The loss of inflows into the Northern Basin are something in the order of 40% over the last 20 years, so less water is coming into the basin.
Under the new open markets, foreign investors are allowed to buy water entitlements, even when they have no other agricultural interests.
So farmers and irrigators are saying to themselves, well, we're being squeezed out of this market. So what does the future hold for us?
730 can reveal that some foreign investors aren't being scrutinised by the Foreign Investment Review Board, which would normally approve the purchase of vital assets.
There is no specific requirement for approval for the acquisition of water licences by themselves.
The Treasurer Josh Frydenberg told 730 there had to be a balance, so Australia remains an attractive destination for foreign investors, while ensuring foreign investments aren't contrary to the national interest.
This is not to discourage foreign investment by any stretch, but why does water escape the same sort of scrutiny that other foreign investments do have to put themselves through the rigours of?
The Tax Office maintains a register of foreign water ownership, but it doesn't publish the details of individual owners.
I think what is of concern is that it is a voluntary scheme to identify yourself to the Tax Office. As I say in the report that I delivered to government towards the end of last year, there is no compliance action taken by the Australian Tax Office.
In a statement to 730, the ATO confirmed it had issued no penalties over compliance with the register. It couldn't provide detailed information about foreign investors because it was protected information.
So we need to, particularly off the back of the driest period this country's ever seen, we need more transparency and more data on what is happening in the water market right now.
730 found at least 2 Chinese state-owned enterprises which hold water entitlements in New South Wales. One of those is Unibail, which owns water in the Gwydir River.
We are COFCO International.
Unibail is a subsidiary of China's COFCO Corporation, a vast agricultural business owned by the Chinese government. The company didn't respond to questions about how it's using its water entitlements.
And there isn't enough detail about who owns what water and what they're doing with it.
Back on his citrus orchard, Dick Estens believes water shortages will drive big changes in how rivers are managed across the nation.
I think it just needs to be open and transparent. And in a democracy, and now that the government's got its fingers in the water, it'll become a political issue. It's a diminishing pie at the moment as we go forward. So we're in for some interesting times.
Hi, I'm Lee Sales. Thanks for watching this story. If you'd like to watch more of 730's stories, they are on the left of your screen. And tap on the button below to subscribe and get the latest from ABC News.